that's why I started reaching out to the pharmaceutical medication to help comfort me, or at least help me not think about what was going on. Because any dad knows, you got a little girl, you want to see her every day, and the pain without her in your life hurts, so you do anything to fill that void, to destroy that pain, and you don't realize that they're destroying you. And hi, my name is Jason Dockery. I'm 40 years old, and I grew up in Marietta, South Carolina. When I was 23 years old, I was married. I was happy at the time, but then I noticed things started to change a little bit. We became not so connected as we once was before, and instead of going to seek help, on my part, I chose to go after another form of happiness, or which I thought would bring me happiness or peace. I started taking Lortab, hydrocodone, pharmaceutical pills. There was a lot of there was so much pain at the time. You can't think straight. Anybody that's went through a divorce knows what I'm talking about. And I had a friend. She had convinced me that the pills would help a broken heart like they do a broken leg. And just be honest, they did trigger some happiness, but it only lasts a short time, and you end up reaching out for more and more and more, and it don't stop. It became so painful without them that I would go to the doctor just to see if he could prescribe me more. Eventually I would get what I thought I wanted, but it wasn't what I needed.
So are you saying, like, with the lifestyle of being on the pills, I mean, were you able to focus on, were you purely focused on, when you were going to get your next, fill? Or, I mean, were you able to focus on, normal daily activities, or was it, what I mean, just purely the focus driven on getting your next fill?
Yeah, that's right. Your normal daily routine becomes the addiction. You give up your last meal of the day to get a fix. You can't focus on work or your life. It completely takes over your mind. Even, I mean, you can wake up, have a good attitude towards the day, but it's going to be in the back of your mind that you have to have another, and you do pretty much anything to get another. And because if you don't, it literally drives you crazy in your mind. It's something that you can't stop thinking about.
So how long did this process take? I mean, how long was this the lifestyle you were living?
It became my lifestyle. It wasn't so bad at first. I mean, it was bad, but it got worse. It was, yeah, you can't focus on work, you can't focus on family, and it actually creates pain in your body. The withdrawal is amazing, and the worst way.
So do you feel as if the divorce primarily, are you saying the divorce primarily caused this, or was it more of just, you felt a lack of happiness?
Yeah, it was definitely the divorce that caused it. As I mentioned before, when we were having trouble, that's when I first experimented with taking pills, and we became more disconnected, and so I was taking them casually at the time, but when I was when the divorce actually took place, it's when in my mind, I told myself, this is it, it's over. I'm not going to be seeing my daughter the way I want to. I want to see her every day, and the thought of her not being in my life, it was it was driving me insane, and that's why I started reaching out to the pharmaceutical medication to help comfort me, or at least help me not think about what was going on. Because any dad knows, you got a little girl, you want to see her every day, and the pain without her in your life hurts, so you do anything to fill that void, to destroy that pain, and you don't realize that they're destroying you.
Yeah. How long, like how many years or time span were you addicted to the pills?
So I was under the addiction of pills for 10 years. It's actually something I never thought that I'd be able to get away from. Again, anybody that's ever tried them knows exactly what I'm talking about, but there's a certain hold they have on you that makes you think it's all over. I'm going to be on this the rest of my life. There's no way out of it but God. I end up losing everything. Thank God he had a house for me when I got better and was going through it. But I give him all the praise, because I surely would be dead today. I would not be talking to you right now.
Jason, I love the phrase that you said, "but God." Like that just brings, like tears to my eyes, like, because I mean, we know the power in the work of God and how, but when we're in the situation, sometimes it's hard to see that, when we're the ones going through it, it's hard to, be able to see that. So that I just absolutely love that saying. And so I know towards the end you said you were, in that for about 10 years or so. What exactly happened towards the end? Because obviously you have a breakthrough and you have an incredible story. So towards the end of that, what really caused the cutoff, where you were kind of free from it?
Yeah, so at that time, towards the end of the my 10-year addiction period, I was actually prescribed quite a few medications, one being Suboxone, Xanax, as I didn't mention before, but eventually that became the pill that I was mainly hooked on and would drive me crazy if I was without. Before that, I actually went to a methadone clinic to help get away from the street drugs. The medications I was on, as I mentioned, Suboxone, Xanax, Adderall, Ambien at night to help sleep, as if I needed that. And that's another thing. You can't function properly. At work, I'm passing out in front of my computer. I had a desk job and I couldn't stay asleep. Not so much a desk job, I had about 2 hours worth of work on a desk in front of a computer and nodding off. Can't focus on my work.
So Jason, what caused the breakthrough? Like, there was an ending point. So.
Yes. So eventually, towards the end, I've lost all my savings. I've lost my car. I lost a place to live. Well, my place to live anyways. I'm grateful to have a good mother. She allowed me to come back. And if not for that, I would surely be on the street and probably dead by now. But I ran out of money. Like I said, I lost everything, including self-respect, or struggling to get up in the morning. It takes all your willpower to get up, especially without them, because you become fully dependent upon them. Especially after 10 years, you think it's never going to end. And but what got me through was going broke, having to do without. God had actually spoken to my mother a night before I went to rehab. So I entered rehab for 3 weeks. And thank God for this place. They were able to help get me off of everything. I was on quite a few medications at the time, and a lot of street drugs, alcohol, and when I get out, it took almost 2 years to regain the right state of mind, and God's still working on me. He's still putting the broken pieces back together. But for almost 2 years, it felt as if I was in a dream world. I lost taste. This was before COVID, so it's not due to that. So as I'm getting better, God starts speaking to me, just little things here and there, about what I need to do in my life, and about my daughter, and how I should be living my life. My daughter and I, we was swimming at a hotel, and there was one of the sweetest ladies I've ever met before. She starts talking to me and my daughter about God, and immediately I felt a connection with her, and just knowing she's a good person, good-hearted person. So she starts talking to us about the Lord, and eventually asked if we wanted to be saved, and my daughter said yes, and I was already saved. I just lost my way. So I rededicated my life that day, and from that day on until now, is just He's given me a new set of eyes. He's opened my mind, and He's changed everything about me. For one, my weight. I weighed 267 pounds when I was on all the medication. You crave junk. You gain weight. You're constipated, so things are not working as they should. And
Jason, I know from personal experience, and thankfully that we have the relationship that we do, and all the stories you've told me, and your powerful testimony. But who ended up actually bringing you to church? Because I know you're a very faithful churchgoer, and I know it's always important to be in communion with other believers. So who brought you in to the church?
So I got a job. I can't remember how long ago it was. A few years ago, it was part-time at American Woodwork Solutions, and it was run by Tim Scruggs was the manager, and his daughter Dylan Scruggs was a co-worker like myself. And I'd heard that he's a preacher at Calvary Baptist, which where I attend now. Dylan, we're out on the work floor, and he's just talking to me about God. I share with him my testimony, and so we go in the break room, and he brings Tim, his dad, in there, and I'm able to tell them what had went on in my life, and how I feel that, or how God was talking to me and how I needed to change. And he had invited me to come to Calvary Baptist, and said before I rededicated my life, it just felt right being there, and I can't explain how much happiness he's brought me from a guy that I couldn't even smile for those 10 years. It was just depression, pain, pain in my body, pain in my heart. My mind is not functioning correctly. But I'm very, very thankful that God set all this up in order to bring me in, because in doing that, not only did he save me once again, as he has many times, also my daughter is saved. She's been saved for a couple years now, and we both attend Calvary Baptist, which is, we absolutely love it.
I can absolutely vouch for what the Lord did in your life, and for those of you who, of course, don't know Jason personally, he is definitely a big workout goer. I see him at the gym all the time. He is in incredible shape, and I just love seeing what the Lord is doing through him, and just what he's been able to communicate with other people, and how his life is just completely 360. So
Yes.
it has been a pleasure to watch.
Thank you.
Jason, do you have any final thoughts for the viewers watching today?
Yes, for everybody watching, I just want you to know that you're never too far gone. God is greater than anything that you're going through, and he can save your life just as he has mine.
Well, Jason, that was an incredible testimony, and like I said before, I love seeing how the Lord was working in your life and what he was able to do, and I am truly blessed and honored to have you today on the Active and Mission YouTube channel. So we really appreciate it, and keep doing your thing.
Thank you, sir.